Hello out there. Hey Sindri, welcome back. Good to see you. How's everything in your world? Oh yeah, that's awesome. Cats are really good animals. I like when they're young. They turn into little buttheads when they grow up. Keeping up with the new detachments or anything? I didn't even look at the Votan. Nobody around here plays them, and I don't know anything about them. Reading a different language to me. What? I like the Khorne Demons detachment. And I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be powerful in certain circumstances, but I'm having a hard time understanding how to get over to the other side of the board and not die. Yeah, I read a comment on Reddit saying it was the Warhammeriest Warhammer detachment that ever Warhammered. I think it was just generic. Realize I didn't bring all the right paints for this. There are a lot of these to paint. I'll paint just one of these guys and do all the trim and stuff, but it's the paints. It is. Spears out there. Hello, Jacko, over on Instagram. Yeah. Turn some text. No, these are plastic. I painted these, or I see the big round base. They don't come on these big round bases anymore. I bought these back in 5th edition, right when they came out with the plastic kit. And these are the bases they came with. And just my luck, they've changed all the bases when I've based 12 of these. And these are glued on. I'd have a very hard time putting bases on these. Not like I can pop them off that easy. I have one metal one, but I think back then it was like one metal one was price of half of a plastic kit or something. Like there's 3 to a box, you know. None of this stuff is cheap, but I didn't want to spend that much money on a bunch of metal models that they just weren't there, you know. But now, in this new detachment, these guys are going to have like the one squad with the relic is going to have +3 to charge at all times. Not when they come out of deep strike, not when they do something special. Just, it is what it is, +3 to charge. Because I'll have the instrument, gives them the bonus. And they'll have um the relic that gives them +2 to charge. I mean, it's obvious to use them in deep strike, right? Rush is good. I put these together many months ago. And then like 6th edition stuff came out. But they used to have like a 3-up armor save. Which that's kind of less meaningful in 8th, 9th, and 10th edition with AP and how it works. Back then it was a big deal. So nowadays, now it's buy with a stratagem. And given the right circumstance, these guys will live. Put them in cover. But this thing, hey Francois, how are you? Foxhole Games, welcome, welcome. Appreciate y'all turning up. Good to see you, Francois. Foxhole, I might be familiar. I don't remember if you've been here or not. I appreciate you checking me out. Excited for the new Khorne Demons detachment. So, decided to paint some stuff up. Malls I've had sitting years and years. Back in the saddle again. Ha ha ha. Back in the saddle again. This guy's going to be got bits. Got 3 skull cannons and 3 what do you call those? Drones. Because I love foreign stuff and I want to be able to field anything anytime. So he's got short, stubby little legs. He's the Skull Master, Skull whatever, the one that rides the Juggernaut here. But he's got regular legs off of a regular, so he's the torso from the Skull Chariot thing, and the legs from the Juggernaut rider, so he can actually ride one arm from the Juggernaut rider. So he can actually ride the Juggernaut and not look stupid. The Chariot rider guy's like super intense. He's got this really wide stance. He's getting after it. Francois or Foxhole, did y'all check out any of the new detachments or anything? Like, the Zinch one is just silly. I don't know why anyone would play that. Ever, for any reason. Outside of just a basic fun game. And the Nurgle one is like, huh, do I want to play without my 4+ Fennel Pain guy? Nope. No, I don't. No, I don't. Yeah. Super looking forward to this. Yeah. People in the comments on Reddit were saying that there's a detachment in Age of Sigmar that lets the opponent get a buff from a Sonishi army or something like that, and it's a disaster. Nobody plays it. Makes you wonder, like, what kind of QC process GW has on these things, you know? Like, hey, how about we see if this is a good idea? I mean, they don't need to be sit there and making stuff overpowered. Like, the Necrons is one thing, and we'll see how that turns out. But Space Marines, they're an okay detachment, but like, you're losing the ability to take captains. And you can't take a captain, you can't take a lieutenant or an apothecary, so you really gotta... Eldar. I bet you're excited for that new codex then. I got some friends who don't even play the game till that new codex comes out. But I wouldn't mind playing that new Eldar stuff either. I don't think I'm smart enough to, though. Eldar's a thinking man's army. I need to think better and more. I like this stuff. Move up, hit things. Like world leaders. Sometimes it's hard to pull off, and when it does, it's really fun. Yeah, he sure can. Skull Taker's really good. I don't. You gotta deep strike him in or he gets shot. Um. And then you fail the charge, like, so you're on a 9-inch charge, or I'm sorry, an 8-inch charge because of the instrument. And I mean, before it was good because you could finagle a 6-inch charge off of a greater demon, or if you had Shadow Chaos, right? But in this detachment, it's not there. And the best he'll get on a deep strike is an 8-inch charge. I mean, so it's all chess pieces. And again, I don't know if I'm smart enough to do it, you know, super successfully. You can beat up on new players just fine, but I don't know. There's some tricks. Demon Prince that explodes. I mean, that's just awesome. Or a Bloodthirster that just explodes. And, you know, he's getting up there and just doing some serious damage. And then dying and then exploding. And you have to kill him, you have to take it. So I don't know how fun it'll be, but it's gonna be interesting. Grab another model to paint real fast. This is a fine cast Skull Taker that I painted many moons ago. You can kind of tell. Really, really good on this guy. He's got highlights and everything. Look, his sword's kind of melted. He's fine cast. Did I say that? He used to be able to ride a Juggernaut, which was sad that they took that away. It was a war gear option for him. And he's got a new model now. This is the old, really old style. Let me grab a Juggernaut I've painted in the past. This is one of the Juggernauts. He's dusty because the air compressor out, but basic materials, yada yada. And this is the chariot thing. I'm not done with this one. I'm gonna do highlights and fix up his little beard thing. I want the red to more pop. I need to put some orange on there. But it looks really good. I like it a lot. I need to make two new characters with banners and an instrument. So I want to run 3. I don't know. Should I run 2 big squads or 3 little squads? So I'm thinking like an MSU thing. These guys are out of range to do stuff. They can do an action, cleanse or whatever pretty easy. What else is new out there? Not many detachments left. World Eaters is another one. I bet you'll see me painting World Eaters on here right after that detachment comes out. Got a really good World Eaters army. Really like the Zinch is the worst detachment for the Thousand Suns. So like GW said to Zinch stuff, I'm not, this is the scene out of Toy Story. I'm not going to play with you anymore. That's what it feels like. Poor Zinch stuff. I hope I face somebody playing that, and I hope they're good. I hope they got it figured out. I really like, there's been too many instances where I need something to die with demons. Even with Scarbrand or the Big Axe Bloodthirster, you go into Magnus or something, where you can get some real damage done. And you pitch that many dice, and you get a bunch of ones hit. Then you pitch that many dice again on the wound. And, you know, the stuff that you really need to die, you're wounded on 3s anyway. So you pitch that many dice again, and you get a bunch of 1s and 2s. You end up with like 3 wounds or something. And they save 2 of those. Now your big 305 point model has done very little damage relative to what they're capable of, you know? And so, yeah, it's kind of sucks that you got to take some hits. Take, is it D3 plus 1 wounds? But it's going to be a big deal when you really need something to go down. And the army rule just is crazy. I really love how you can leave objectives behind. Especially a free sticky objective army rule for anything on the list is just so cool. And setting up scenarios, you know, like, oh, this unit's in terrain, or, you know, you set up on an objective where if they want to move on and control it outside of a charge distance thing, then you have to move on. You have to move within 6, triggering the blood surge move. One thing I'm not sure is, like, it's kind of silly. Like, does this detachment override the data slate? Where moving within 6 of anything can trigger this blood surge move? Or do I only get 1 blood surge move if they move within 6? I'm interested to see what people's thoughts are on that. I mean, because, like, obviously I want to go in my favor where I can move in and hit whatever as many times as I want. But I think overriding a little bit, not wanting to break the rules, is going to override that just a tad, you know. I appreciate y'all coming to stream. I need to talk more. Ask me questions. Need to respond to things. I'm happy about talking about Khorne demons, but they're one-dimensional. They run up and hit things. They could do it in a really cool way now. That Fool's Fury, whatever the stratagem is called, I don't remember. I've been screaming for this stratagem. Obviously, I'm sad it's 2 CP, but you know it's kind of balanced. But you fall back, and I spend 2 command points and get to charge. If you fall back from my one that has 2 plus 2 to charge, and then maybe another for the banner. I spend 2 CP and get to charge again. That's just awesome. I was missing the thing that goes full there. Oh, I got a Twitch. Cool. I'm glad this detachment gave me the motivation to paint these guys. I have 12 of them. And now that I got 3D printer stuff, it makes me want to, actually rebase them, you know? Because I could find some really cool bases. As opposed to just generic ones. You know, because I have to go buy bases. And I don't mind that. Then I gotta base them again, and then I gotta paint them again. For 12 models. And then 20 dogs. I have 20 fine cast dogs also. That are on really big bases. I guess they're legal per se, but it just feels wrong to have them on those big bases, you know? Might check that out after this. If I can print bases, no problem. That go really well with these, all this stuff. I gotta clip all this stuff off. All this stuff is like super glued, plastic glued on. Not like you're popping these off that easy. Plus, got that ball red detached paint, contrast paint. I might do it for the guy who runs HQ. Can really stand out. Put that over this and see. I did that with a blue color. It made it super pop. Oh, another thing, Sindri, is there's no restrictions on Khorne demons in these, or any demons in these detachments. You can take any demons in it. Like I'm taking Nurglings. One of my regular opponents has Gene Stealer cults. And he's got a character that infiltrates, so he's infiltrating 10 aberrant. And if you don't have something that can stop him, you have 10 aberrants and 10 to 20 gene stealers knocking on your front door. You can't get out of your deployment zone. Gives him a chance to set up other stuff out of deep strike. So I'm wondering. Also, here's another question. If y'all know the answer to this cult ambush thing. You know, you kill a unit in cult ambush, and it dies and goes into cult ambush. You can choose which unit does. Obviously, the character doesn't come back. But like, if the unit has deep strike, like it goes into strategic reserve. If it has deep strike, can it deep strike again? Or does it have to walk off the side of the board? And does it have to come in on that cult ambush mark? I'm just not sure. I'm gonna do some research on it. Do that. Also, I got my 4 HDMI video capture card in. I need another. I need something to. I need more cameras that have HDMI outputs. I'm thinking about just using GoPros to start off with, so I can get used ones. But my streaming room is making some good progress. I need to have electrical run, but I'm just going to run extension cords for the PC and the TV and the lights and stuff. But I got the wall coverings put up. I need to do all the decorations. Trying to make it look like the interior of a starship. And it's probably going to be more like the interior of an orc starship at that. So, but it'll still be fun and look good. It's not going to be just few rock walls with some stuff on it. You know, it's going to be something interesting. I feel like I'm getting a lot done today with just this base coat thing. I know it's real simple to see on here, but you gotta start somewhere. Here, I'll show y'all another thing that's cool. This is the bloodthirster I use. When I to ink it and stuff, but highlights. But our bandit only kills blood angels, so he's got space marine helmets hanging from him, and he's got red skin, and the blood angel's armor is all red. Man, it's kind of boring to have red skin with red space marine helmets dangling from your stuff. He's standing on a Leviathan dreadnought. That's obviously blood angels. It's like, man, and their blood angels out there that were at the siege of Terra. So I don't know if they can be some sort of special thing. Sanguinary Guard, Blood Angel, Special Dreadnought, Special Leviathan Dreadnought. I have a whole Nurgle Demons army too. I played that in the GT. I didn't do very well. But you know, I had 60 Plague Bearers from 8th edition. I'm like, I'll use these guys again. And I had a silly strategy of using just fixed objectives. And it worked in casual games. It worked in one or two of the games. You know, I scored really high. One time I had a tie, 93 to 93. It was kind of crazy. Against Emperor's Children. People had been the whole game killing my stuff while I racked up points. But I didn't have enough killing power to take stuff off of objectives. So I would rack up secondaries. I'd rack up secondaries like crazy, but be mid on primary. And they would dominate on primary and be mid on secondary. I have a bunch of Slanesh big demons, but not many small demons. I've got their HQs like Celeste and Mask and something like that. And then I have a few Zinch things. One big bird, not Fate Weaver. A bunch of horrors. A bunch of flamers from nothing. They were very fun. 9th edition demons are so fun. They'd have those horrors split. The little horrors. And the flamers could, they had assault, they could do anything. Which is bonkers what those horrors were doing. Just bonkers. Alright, we're gonna try something dumb. See how much we can make this guy pop, and if it does. How bad of a night. I already like it. See on this back panel here? Gives a good transition thing. trying to stop calling myself a bad painter if I can figure. Feel really good about. But I also played a game with using the Librarius Conclave and Gilliman. It's a lot of fun. I don't think I'll play it very much. Fun game. I have the model, so why not, you know, on the test thing. Big two. Matthew Carlson, thank you so much for that question. Looks true to me, right? I mean, so the big thing with these detachments is what is it? You look on the graphic on the left-hand side, it's Space Marine graphics. And then you combine that with another theory is that these detachments are previews. of what's in the codex. In case I really feel sorry for Z. So, I mean, I've been playing for a long time. I've heard a lot of rumors over the years. And like one of the other ones that came out earlier this year was that, Death Watch isn't getting a codex. It's going to be Imperial agents, and it's going to have great, like, people were thinking it wasn't exactly true in a sense of people were saying the Grey Knights weren't getting a codex anymore, right? Well, they are, but there's only one unit in that Imperial agents, but they were right about that Imperial agents code. So it makes me sad in a sense of, like, I hate that this rumor exists in a vacuum, and that, the Imperial Agents Codex obviously needed its own stuff. Are the assassins and the other stuff going to exist without some book? I mean, from GW's perspective, all this stuff has to be behind a paywall. They're not just going to have all the assassins that every other Imperial detachment has some assassin in it or something, or exaction squads or whatever to deny deep strikes or something like that to be able to exist without people paying for it. So, given that rumor was true, not 100%, maybe 80% true, and I feel, this is all feelings, right? I feel like that is in the same vein as that rumor there. So, here, this might be hard to compare. Cameras don't do it justice. You can see the difference in the two. One with that ball red. I don't know what you'd call that. And the other without it. Oh yeah, Francois, I don't know what yeah, one big 2S MSU on the and I kind of want to stay painting. A lot of views today. Glad y'all tuned in. Fun painting these guys. I don't need to paint that big guy. Go work on my 3D printers. They're doing lots of layer separations. And other stuff I need to get done. Any other questions before I take off today? Matthew, it's good to see you. Appreciate you joining the stream. I think anything to cover. I want to paint blood animals more, but I don't like how they were turning out. I want them to look more heavy metalish. I don't think I'm going to practice on a few before I bring those back on stream. Will Salcedo, yes. add us to the. This is how it came when I bought it. So I mean that's rough. And I don't have any sprues. Foxhole, we'll see you later. And I tried stripping it. I need to strip it again. I'm not gonna be able to strip it down to the plastic. Got 4 dreadnoughts that way, and a whole bunch of infantry and a whole bunch of terminators. And well, if you got a suggestion on how to paint the Grey Knights, I'll be happy to paint them that way. I painted a Grey Knights army in the past. I tried to get my friend to give me some pictures, but he didn't do it. I painted it for a friend of mine just as a project. And they called it the Skittles Army because it was a big purifiers army that, what is it? It was an MSU one back in 5th edition. So they had like 2 or 4 psi cannons per squad or something that they could do. And it yeah. Yeah, I'm torn on how to actually do it. I really don't know. Thank you for the compliment. I didn't paint them like that. They do look grimdark. But yeah, I put all different colored shoulder pads on all the purifiers. So my friend took it to a tournament. People were calling it the Skittles Army. I thought that was pretty. Chris Omanuk. So how are you? Thanks for chatting. Thanks for checking it out. Maybe I'll stream later in the day. The the best chance, one of the best views I've got in a long time. So I'm happy. I'm going to stick to it. I like 10 in the morning is like prime time. You know, I got a bunch of machines to check on in the morning. Um, you know, eat something, check on people. And then, I mean, really, I should be streaming in the afternoon and the evening, but I've got a young family and I need to focus on them. So, yeah. And it thing just looks really good. This looks better and better the more I look at him. Very cool. Yeah. I don't know. I don't got anything to do. No, I do have stuff to do. Sorry, I get confused. All right. Thank y'all for checking it out. It's good to see you. I'll be back tomorrow at 10. Tomorrow, Wednesday, yeah. Tomorrow at 10 is when I'll be here. I'll be here for a couple more minutes to shut everything down. Thanks, y'all.